Hey guys, today on People Now, the mayor of Philadelphia speaks out after a major standoff between police and a gunman.
Olivia Newton-John steps out for an event and gives an update as she faces cancer for the third time.
Todd Chrisley speaks to the media for the first time following tax evasion charges. We have the newest details.
And I was freaking out when I got the audition for it.
Sly Stallone's daughter, Sistine, tells us about her acting debut in 47 Meters Down Uncaged.
And we're unpacking everything from the chic to the bleak in this week's Real Housewives recap.
It's all live today on People Now. Let's go.
Hey, happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to People Now. Great to see you. We are over the hump. Thursdays
Yes, we
here.
are.
Starting
Woo.
off the show on a pretty serious note today with a wild story that captured the nation's attention yesterday. Watch this.
Officers deserve to be protected, and they don't deserve to be shot at by a guy for hours with an unlimited supply of weapons and an unlimited supply of bullets. So it's disgusting, and we got to do something about it, and we need to do something about it quickly.
It was a heartbreaking day in Philadelphia on Wednesday, and you heard there the city's mayor, Jim Kenney, passionately calling on gun violence prevention after 6 police officers were shot during an hours-long standoff with a man who barricaded himself inside his home with 3 hostages. All 6 officers shot have been released from area hospitals. Now, the standoff ended early Thursday, nearly 8 hours after it started. The alleged shooter has been identified by his attorney as 36-year-old Maurice Hill. You can see here in this video Hill surrendering to police. Philadelphia Police Commissioner Richard Ross Jr. told reporters the shooting began when authorities attempted to serve a narcotics warrant to the alleged shooter, and then things went awry almost immediately. Ross added that that's how officers became trapped in different parts of the house, and the officers were eventually evacuated by SWAT officers after nightfall. During that time, Mayor Kenney says that he listened to the officers' riveting radio transmissions as they made their way through the home in search of that suspect, adding at times that the officers whispered so the shooter couldn't hear them. Kenney called out the state and federal government for not standing up to the NRA, saying it doesn't, quote, want to do anything about getting these guns off the streets and getting them out of the hands of criminals. That was his quote. And the mayor added that officers are at risk when they come in contact with criminals armed with numerous guns, and police need help to ensure they go home to their families. Moving on to this, Olivia Newton-John says that she is, quote, feeling good as she hit the red carpet for the Industry Dance Awards and Cancer Benefit Show in Hollywood on Wednesday night. And the Grease icon let everyone know that despite facing stage 4 breast cancer, she's feeling great. She told Entertainment Tonight, "I'm doing really well and I'm really healthy." Newton-John admitted that it was a challenging year because she had to learn to walk again after breaking her sacrum, but added that she is strong and loving every minute. Now, earlier this month, Newton-John told People that she was doing well and thriving while speaking on the set of a PSA shoot for Dancers Against Cancer. The star said the dance community meant a lot to her, revealing, "I used to do creative dance, but I never really learned it until I had to dance with Gene Kelly and John Travolta. Lucky me, I got to do dancing with the stars long before it was a show." Such incredible stories that she can tell in an incredible career. This is the 3rd time the 70-year-old actress is facing the disease. She was diagnosed in 1992 and secretly overcame it again in 2013. But in May of 2017, she was told the cancer had metastasized and spread to her bones. Let's move on to this story, guys. Game of Thrones actress Josephine Gillan is asking the public for support after she claims the Israeli social services kidnapped her baby last week. Gillan opened up about the experience on Twitter, where she revealed that her 8-month-old daughter, Gloria, had been taken by the country's officials just after midnight on August 4th. Now, the star shared 2 videos that she says were recorded as the Israeli officials were at her friend's home that evening. The second clip shared to her Twitter shows a baby being escorted to a car and placed inside. You can hear women crying in the background as this is all happening. It's really hard to watch. Josephine claims this footage shows her, quote, baby being kidnapped in the middle of the night by Israeli social services. She goes on to claim that she has no idea where her child is. Now, Gillan has launched a GoFundMe to help her raise legal costs. In the campaign, the star says that her baby had been living with a friend since she was 5 months old, per the decision of the Israeli Social Services, while she received therapy for postnatal depression. Gillan also said that she and her friend had not done anything wrong, claiming that her friend was threatened by police that evening to be arrested and put in jail if she did not surrender Gloria to officials. Police and social service officials who removed Gloria from the home were reportedly acting on a court order and temporarily placed the baby in foster care claiming it was in Gloria's best interest. That's according to The Independent. In a statement to the Times of Israel, the country's Ministry of Social Affairs and Social Services said the case was being handled by various departments, including the ministry's international department, which was in contact with British welfare authorities. Now, Israel's Ministry of Social Affairs and Social Services said, quote, "Our only priority is the welfare of the baby, and we are trying to find the best solution." Gillan portrayed the character of Marie on Game of Thrones from 2012 to 2019. Prior to acting, Gillan worked as a prostitute, something she's previously spoken very candidly about. She told the Daily Mail in 2016, "Game of Thrones saved me from a life of prostitution and has made me a much stronger person." We'll keep you posted on that story. Now let's take a look at this.
We stand in our faith and we stand in what we know is right. And, we are very fortunate to have the counsel that we have. Our family will stick together and we'll walk this road because we know that the Lord will hold our hand and take us through.
That was reality TV star Todd Chrisley speaking to the media after pleading not guilty to tax evasion. Todd and his wife Julie Chrisley appeared in court and pleaded not guilty on Wednesday, hours after turning themselves in for indictments of tax evasion and other financial crimes. The couple, famous for their reality TV show Chrisley Knows Best, were handed a 12-count indictment that spans 9 years of alleged financial crimes. Now, according to WSB-TV Atlanta, they walked into the courtroom shackled, but walked out vowing to fight. A judge set an unsecured bond of $100,000 each with travel restrictions. Todd and Julie are allowed to visit California for taping of their reality show as long as they notify probation officers. In a statement to People on Wednesday, the family's attorneys Bruce H. Morris and Stephen Friedberg said, "For quite some time now, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Georgia has been conducting an investigation of Todd and Julie Chrisley based for the most part on the demonstrably false allegations of a former officer of a company they owned jointly. We saw the results of this effort yesterday, an indictment against Todd, Julie, and their accountant that relies largely, if not entirely, on emails that we know Todd never sent, but rather were fabricated." That was their statement. And the attorneys added that the government had granted the former employee immunity from prosecution to bring an indictment against the Chrisleys. The indictment, obtained by People, alleges that the Chrisleys participated in tax evasion, wire fraud, and conspiracy bank fraud. Prosecutors also claim the Chrisleys also used their production company, 7C Production, to hide their reality TV income from the IRS and allege that Todd directed an employee to falsify income and asset documents. All right, we'll keep you posted on that story. What are you reading this summer? People has your summer reading list in this week's issue. Today's throwback book is Gates of Paradise, which is part of the V.C. Andrews Castile family saga. Lifetime has taken the classic story to television. Gates of Paradise follows young Annie, who is orphaned and alone after her parents die in a terrible car crash. Daphne Zuniga plays Nurse Broadfield, a vengeful woman who takes care of the young Annie when she is brought to her grandfather's manor. While Daphne didn't read the book, she did explain to us how reading the script for the film definitely made up for it. Watch.
Reading the script, though, was more like reading a novel than most scripts I read. It was very layered and specific and detailed, and the story, you could tell there was a lot that went on before, and it was this family saga, so it read like a novel. It was really good.
Tune in to our partners at Lifetime for the premiere of the book-to-screen TV movie on Saturday, August 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern and Pacific. We'll hear even more from Daphne on People Now tomorrow. She opens up about working with 90210 actor Jason Priestley on this film and so much more. All right, one of our favorite actresses turning 29 today.
Yeah.
It's the hilarious and very talented Jennifer Lawrence's birthday today. Love her.
She's so accomplished. I'm surprised she's only 29,
I
right?
know. I love the
Oscar
life that not
winner.
only that she has on screen, but that she has sort of off screen.
She
She's
seems
so
like
funny.
a celeb you'd want to hang out with
Exactly
in real
right.
life.
Yeah.
Will it happen? I don't know. Probably
It
not.
won't.
We also love her here because she's the queen of the reaction GIF. So to celebrate J-Law's birthday, we want to see your favorite reaction GIFs of the Oscar-winning actress. So tweet us them with the hashtag #PeopleNow.
We're going to check in on those in a little bit, but for now, Andrea, you have more for us in Star Trek.
I do. We are kicking off Star Trek today with some impressive multitasking. Watch this. Woo! Woo! Madonna may be 60 years old, but she's still got it. The singer wasn't shy about showing off her impressive flexibility skills in a workout video posted to her Instagram on Wednesday. And get this, she did it all while casually on her phone. You know, maybe some emailing, checking Insta, maybe ordering Seamless. I don't know what she's doing. She stretched her legs in various ways, held that focus. Both of those skills will come in handy. The legendary singer is gearing up for Madame X tour, which kicks off in New York City on September 12th. And as you see in the video, she's sporting a Madonna-esque rehearsal outfit, black fishnet stockings, a black top, black shorts. She captioned it, Madame X prepares for the day, #rehearsals. Now, Kelly Ripa cleverly responded to the post, writing, "That's quite a spread you've prepared for us, madam." And Madonna responded to that comment saying, "I want my guests to be satisfied." Okay. The Madame X tour starts in September. Will include multiple shows at the Bam Howard Gilman Opera House in Brooklyn, plus a short residency at the Chicago Theater in October. Then in November, she'll hit the Los Angeles Wiltern Theater. Other cities include Las Vegas, Boston, Philadelphia, and Miami Beach. Then in January, the singer will head to Europe for shows in Lisbon, London, and Paris. It's going to be a blast. Madonna announced her Madame X tour in May on Twitter through a promotional video featuring Diplo. In the video, she says, "I'm going on a special tour. I'm going on a theater tour. I want to have an intimate experience with my fans." Madame X is her first album since 2015, and it features the Grammy winner's famous persona being shed in favor of her alter ego, which she described on Instagram as a secret agent traveling around the world, changing identities, fighting for freedom, bringing light to dark places. I love it. Madame X marks her 14th studio album. All right, if you need to catch up on your summer reading, former President Barack Obama is here to help. On Wednesday, President Obama shared his summer reading list on Facebook, saying, in case you're looking for some suggestions. Obama offers a variety of novels, nonfiction, and short stories. The top of Obama's list is late author Toni Morrison, who passed away in early August of this year. Obama suggests of Toni's work, Beloved, Song of Solomon, The Bluest Eye, and Sula. He adds that they're transcendent and you'll be glad you read them. Obama has also been enjoying short story writer Haruki Murakami's Men Without Women, saying it'll move you and confuse you and sometimes leave you with more questions than answers. He also gave a shout out to some newer authors. Lauren Wilkinson's debut thriller, American Spy, made the list, with Obama calling it a whole lot more than just a spy thriller. In 2018, one of President Obama's top recs for summer reading was Hans Rosling's Factfulness, a nonfiction work on the secret silent miracle of human progress. President Trump has not released a summer reading list of his own. However, he has tweeted a number of his political supporters' books about him and his career. Why is that not surprising? Have you been reading anything this summer, Jeremy?
It's been a slow reading summer for me. But
Has it?
A little bit of something Karamo's book.
Okay, yeah.
And then at the airport, I picked up The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's interesting. It's interesting perspective.
Yeah, I've been reading Dreamland by Sam Quinones. It's about the opioid crisis. Very fascinating. But honestly, this list from Obama is making me more inspired to.
There's still time to get some summer reading in. A little bit of time.
And guys, we want to know what you have been reading this summer. Let us know using the hashtag #PeopleNow. Those are your Star Treks for today.
All right, stay with us, guys. We're breaking down this week's Real Housewives episodes, from Vicki chasing Kelly down in the OC to a hug in Potomac that turns sour very, very quickly. Plus, Sistine Stallone shares some embarrassing moments with her famous dad, Sly, and why she can't read lines with him anymore. Stick around for that.
All right, it's Jennifer Lawrence's birthday. We asked you to send in your favorite reaction gifts of her to celebrate with us. So let's take a look at what you're tweeting. That's a good one.
Yep. I think that was playing Pudgy Bunny where you put all the marshmallows.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, I don't know what that's from, but funny. Like the little sinister
does have
look
a lot of
there.
faces.
Yeah. That's so good. Honestly, like, that's what I mean. Like, Jennifer Lawrence's life outside of her movie roles is one of my favorite things.
Yeah, well, she seems like a real person.
Yeah. All right, there's the last one. So good. All right, guys, keep sending in those gifts as we celebrate J-Law turning 29. Now we move on to this.
My children called my mother Mimi, and we were like this. I mean, talking one life and limb that close. So I wanted to be called Mimi because Mom was called Mimi, and it's very sentimental. And just hearing them say Mimi is just all good things in life. All that's good and right in the world.
Yeah, actress Jaclyn Smith, still as fierce as her Charlie's Angels days, but now she's taking orders from her two grandchildren, Bea and Rose, rather than a guy named Charlie.
In the latest issue of People, Jaclyn opens up about life as a glamour and how being Mimi is different than being mom. Watch.
You take every little moment and it's precious, and there's just such joy to it. And I think when you're a parent, you really want to do it right. And, you know, I always loved Jacqueline Kennedy's quote, if you being a mother, if you don't do that right, nothing else matters. And I admired her. I got to play her. I studied about her. And I think she did do that right. And I think all mothers, I mean, having a child, once you have a child, you really know how to live beyond yourself, and nothing else is important as having. They are most important. And everything takes second. And, you know, with B and Olivia, I know they're in good hands because they have wonderful parents. So I get to do the fun things.
Yeah, Jacqueline adds that those fun things include giving extra gummy bears, going to Disneyland, riding ponies. And while Jacqueline's now doling out candy instead of punches as one of Charlie's Angels, Kelly Garrett, she does want her granddaughters to take some lessons away from the show that made her famous. Take a look at this.
It was about strong women. It was about women having each other's backs. It was about women being their own person, being emotionally independent, financially independent, carrying out their job. But it was the bond of a friendship, and that was what it was, really. You know, it's gone on and on, involved in different ways, but certainly our show, what I would say was the most important was the friendship of the girls, and just the joy of, you know, going the distance with each other.
I love the girl power. Now, there's a reboot coming out starring Elizabeth Banks and Kristen Stewart. We're very excited to see that. And Jacqueline is very supportive of it, as she was with the one starring Cameron Diaz, Lucy Liu, and Drew Barrymore. So will her grandkids be watching her version of Charlie's Angels when they're old enough? You might be surprised to learn her own kids' reaction to the series. Take a look.
My kids never really watched it that much. In fact, if they saw me on film, they'd go, oh, there's Jacqueline Smith. I mean, they wouldn't say, there's Mom. It was sort of a departure for them. So if B wants to watch it, I bet I'll have fun watching it with B and Olivia. That might be fun, to say, hey, here's your Mimi a long time ago. I'd like them to see how things change. I think that's important, to see their history, to see where they came from, to see, you know, who was doing what at what time.
And to read more of Jacqueline's experience as a grandma, pick up the latest issue of People on newsstands Friday.
People are DMing me calling you a cokehead. So that's why I'm private. But whatever.
I've never done cocaine in my
I know, I'm just saying what people are saying.
Because Vicki said it.
I don't do cocaine, sorry.
I don't do cocaine either. You want to take a piece of hair out of my hair and you can do a drug test, because I don't do it.
Woo! This week's episode of The Real Housewives of Orange County flashback to the season 13 reunion where Vicki Gunvalson accused Kelly Dodd of doing cocaine.
Kelly Dodd has previously denied those claims, and as you saw in the clip, did so again in this week's episode. We sat down with Kelly to get her take on it all and everything that went down in episode 2. Watch this.
Vicki has never seen me do cocaine. She has no basis for it. I don't do cocaine. I want to tell my daughter not to even try drugs. I always feel like monkey see, monkey do. Like if you go down that road, your kid's most likely gonna go down that road. Drugs ruin families. And for Vicki to say that, there's just no basis to it. And it really hurt my daughter, and you're gonna see that in the show, how my daughter really gets affected by Vicki. And you're gonna see how Vicki and Tamara come after me, and they just say these rumors, and I don't wanna give out too much, but it's just so ridiculous that I can't even like comment about it, because it's like, it's such a joke.
So there are new rumors?
There are new rumors about me, yeah.
You wanna with me? You little pig of a That's exactly what's gonna happen to you. Don't text me, don't write me. You block me, I can do whatever you want. You look like
you want.
Ha 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 ha.
It's kind of funny.
Like, was it meant to be a low blow?
Well, you know, I could have put a poop emoji. I could have put like a dragon emoji. I mean, I kind of, you know, I could have, if I really want to do the low blow, I would have put a poop emoji. Or the lion, because she looks more like a lion than a pig. But I just did a pig just because Slade Smiley said that she looked like a pig, and I know that really hurts her. So, you know, and it's like, I didn't want to type it. So I just thought it would be funny to put a pig emoji. I thought it would just be funny.
Do you regret it, or do you still think it's funny?
No, I still think it's funny. I mean, I'd do it again. I mean, what's wrong with a pig emoji? I mean, the little pig is cute. I mean, look at Babe is cute, Wilbur's cute.
And she said that she would like to talk to you about it.
I don't want to talk to her.
Just hear what she has to say.
Nope,
If it's not what you want to hear, just walk away.
I don't want to.
Just walk away. Just hear what she has to say and walk away.
Nope.
Do you think think she was pot stirring, or is there a part of you that thinks she was trying to keep the peace?
Tamara didn't even like Vicki at this moment. First of all, she invited Vicki when she knew damn good and well I didn't want Vicki to be there. She did that to prod at me. She wasn't even friends with Vicki all that much. She didn't like Vicki all that much. And she asked me, she kind of like said, hey, do you want me to throw her out of the house? Like she got in a fight with her. I don't know if that's on there, but she didn't really want Vicki there because she was getting irritated by Vicki. And then all of a sudden now she's friends with Vicki, like they're best friends. They have a Tres Amigas. It's just a weird. It's just weird. Like it was like she was out to get me, like undercover.
I'm really upset that Tamara and Shannon haven't picked a lane. They all hated her for forever.
They have this Tres Amiga thing that they're getting older now, and so they need to form a bond or a unity because, you know, they feel like, I think that their jobs are in jeopardy, and if they keep this alliance between the three of them, they're not gonna get fired or, you know, get demoted. So I think they built this strong alliance to kind of like keep their job.
She sent me a text. She goes, I forgive you. I'm sorry. Then people start talking about it, and then she lit a fire up all over again.
But saying somebody did cocaine.
Did. I mean, I know people that have done it with her.
I know, but it's best not to say anything unless you see it with your own eyes.
Woo, that was another moment from this week's episode. As we've mentioned, Kelly has previously denied the cocaine allegations from the reunion in the past and did so again earlier in this week's episode. But we wanted to get Kelly's thoughts on Vicki bringing up those accusations again, this time saying she knows people who have done it with her.
Well, Vicki makes everything up. She said, you know, that I've done a sex train and that she knows people that done. Did Vicki see me do it? Because you can say anything that you could hear rumors all you want. Did Vicki see me do? I've seen Vicki eat a bunch of edibles and I don't care. Like, it's just crazy to me. Oh, I know people. Like, who? Who do you know? Because when I called that person that she said that they said, no, I never said that. So she's just a big fat liar.
You're a fucking con woman. You are a bully!
Is that about like Brooks and the cancer, or is there something new that you think she's conning people about?
Well, no, she got sued by a woman that she did a bad business deal on, you know. She's been sued by Wines by Vicki. She's been sued quite a bit on bad business dealings, and it came out that woman, she's, you know, took a lot of money from her. She's, you know, didn't do a right business practice. And she, you know, she cons people. That's what she does. She tries to call the public, making up storylines. And, you know, I think, you know, you can't, once you start making up storylines and lying about, like, your truths, people see right through that.
So lots of bold claims from Kelly Dodd there. Now,
lots of them.
Yeah, Vicki has denied allegations against her in the past. We'll have to wait and see how this all plays out on the current season. And of course, the drama from the show is spilling out onto social media as well.
After the premiere showed Tamara moving into Coda de Casa, Kelly said on Twitter that Coda was a nicer Temecula, as kind of a dig. Kelly also said something similar to us about the area where Tamara and Vicki live. Watch.
Coda de Casa, they make it sound like it's a glamorous like Beverly Hills, but to be quite honest, it's out in BFE. There's nothing to do out there. There's no restaurants. I mean, it's a beautiful master plan community, but there's just it's hot. You have to have your air conditioning on. It's like in the middle of like nowhere. There's nothing to do around. There's no shopping. You're not close to an airport. There's no restaurants. I mean, there's nothing to do. So when they show that part of like Orange County, it's kind of like if you know Orange County, I mean, it looks pretty on TV, but like mine is like a shack on the beach, which is probably way more than their house out in Coda de Casa. I'm giving shade right now, but I can't help it.
Lots and lots of shade. Now we move on to even more from the Real Housewives of Orange County with our weekly Housewives recap. Watch this.
Hello?
Hey.
Hey, I'm getting like hounded by everyone. This is getting to be a degree of harassment. I mean, it's like no one respects the fact that I say no. So I'm supposed to call to say hi, how's it going?
Okay, Shane, forget it.
Fine, bye.
Okay, we're about to discuss that marital moment and many more from this week's Real Housewives of Orange County. Plus, we're also breaking down the top moments of this week's Real Housewives of Potomac.
And here to dish on everything from the chic to the bleak within the Real Housewives world are People writer and reporter Dave Quinn and People TV producer Sam Boehlke. What's up, guys?
Hi.
All right, so Sam, that was a pretty bleak moment we just saw between Emily and Shane. What was your reaction watching that?
Yeah, bleak indeed. I mean, they've had a lot of issues in their marriage last season when Emily was new, and she said right before this, that they're going through a rough patch. I think, here's the thing, he doesn't show up to a dinner that his wife is putting on for his two parents' birthdays, and because he's studying for the bar, and I understand there's priorities, but your priority honestly should be your parents and your kids in that moment. He could have studied an extra hour in the morning or an extra hour at night the next night. There's no reason to kind of treat her like that. And I think that, he needs to get his priorities in order because Emily is doing a lot for the family and it's his parents. It's kind of wild, to be honest.
My number one priority right now is your new mustache, Sam. It's looking good.
I
like the look. We got our first sight of Vicki this season at Tamra's housewarming, but before she walked in, we saw Shannon and Tamra watch a shocking text that Kelly sent Vicki. Take a look.
Here it is. You want to with me? You little pig of a That's exactly what's going to happen to you. Don't text me. Don't write me. You block me. I can do whatever you want. You look like
you want.
It's kind of funny. I'm sorry. It's not nice, but it's kind of funny.
All right, Dave, definitely one of the most over-the-top moments on The Real Housewives ever in some reaction, or some way. What's your reaction to that?
Yeah, well, I have mixed feelings. Just like Tamra, I see that that's a little funny, and if I were Kelly, I would be selling cameo-style anagrams of her doing that to other people.
So ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous, but at the same time, I understand that she was really hurt by these allegations. She lashed out. I don't think it's necessarily nice to go after Vicki about that in that sort of way, but they seem to both be kind of throwing low blows at each other's way, and I would just love to see the two of them get back to their friendship that they had originally on the show.
Yeah.
Sam, what did you make of the pig moment?
I mean, I think that Kelly goes for the jugular. I think it's never really okay to attack a woman's looks, but I don't think she even was really thinking she looked like a pig. I mean, if we're gonna go there, she said in the interview that we just saw that she thinks she looks more like a lion, which is also mean. But I think that she's really doing it because she knows it's gonna upset Vicki. I mean, she does the low blow all the time. She said in our interview that she looks like a senior citizen, she looks like AARP. I'm not saying this because that would be mean, but I feel like Kelly thinks that Vicki is aging like a fine swine. That could be something to say, but that's just sort of like a fun pun and not actually what I believe. But she goes there, and it's fun to watch. It's over the top, but it's a little nasty.
Yeah, and claws are coming out. All right, the other top moment of the night came when Vicki goes to confront Kelly, who had been avoiding her. Take a look at this.
I just don't want to talk to you.
You think you're a beauty queen?
Oh my God, I don't.
What do you think you are?
I
You
don't think I'm
like
a beauty queen.
You don't talk about women like that,
I'm a beauty
Kelly.
queen.
Lap one. Seems to be going really well.
No, Bronwyn, fix it. Bronwyn, get out of my face. I have nothing to say to you.
Vicki, you hurt her feelings.
Vicki, I have nothing to say to you.
Sorry,
No, you didn't. You tell everybody about the pig and emoji. I have nothing to say to you, Vicki. Leave me alone.
Dave, I can tell you like this moment. What were the highlights for you here?
Well, just like I think that Kelly Dodd should find a way to market that Animoji, I do think that Vicki Gunvalson should try to find a way to market this. It's like an exercise program where she chases you around, yelling at you, and you get to put in your laps. That was hilarious. I mean, honestly, she was really trying to have this conversation. Kelly was not having it. I've never seen somebody run away like that. It was pretty hilarious. And I also loved that Tamra and Shannon were kind of on the side giving their commentary. At one point, they actually all did sit down, and Tamra and Shannon were basically trying to whisper to Vicki over and over again, like, say you're sorry, what can I do to fix it?
Trying to sort of smooth it over, right.
Yeah, I mean, but there doesn't seem to be any repairing this. Look, we just saw Kelly is still pretty angry, so it doesn't look like these two get back together.
Sam, do you think that this was the right approach by Vicki?
No, I think she started off well by going over and saying, hey, Kelly, can we talk? But once someone starts to walk away, don't chase them unless you're doing the fitness routine, like Dave said. I also think you're in bad straits when you're getting advice from Shannon and Tamra, who are both very explosive about how to do confrontation. Vicki, it was not the time. Kelly was too raw for it, and it was just not the time.
All right, let's move on to this. The Real Housewives of Potomac. The top moments of the night came at Robin's open house, where the drama floodgates also opened. Watch this.
How you doing? I was just coming to sit down. I didn't even see
really?
you
You were gonna hug me? Third year in a row, you're like, ow, Giselle and Robin don't like me. Giselle and Robin don't like me. But aren't you tired of saying the same thing over and over again?
Aren't you tired of being combative as soon as you walk into a room?
Giselle coming in very hot. Was it too hot, Sam?
Well, I guess Giselle's not a hugger, maybe. But I don't really think that was what was happening here. Very much too hot. She's always this hot, though. But Monique riles her up, and I don't know why. And it's sort of like you're in Robin's open house. It's your best friend's thing. Don't do that here. It's hurting her business. And she can, like, wait a few minutes. And I love how she said in her interview that she kind of got ahead of herself, and she wanted to write a note to her therapist, basically being like, my bad.
Yeah.
It was her bad.
The drama at Robin's housewarming continued when Candace arrived. Surprise. So take a look at this top moment from the night.
Don't try to lump me into whatever it is that you feel about Michael.
I'm not lumping you in with anything, but I also didn't threaten your life or threaten to throw a bottle at you or threaten to drag you.
But you have threatened it with me, so you're not above it. So
When did I threaten you?
I'm sorry?
When did I threaten you? Girl.
You don't recall when you were waving that knife in my face?
I could have been waving.
Sam, what's your reaction watching this?
I love right afterwards, Candace was like, it was a butter knife. It could have been a spoon. So a lot of these women are clearly at an impasse. They don't really believe that they're hurting each other in the ways that the other people think. I think that ultimately Candace really has an issue with Monique and Ashley's friendship, and that's what this is boiling down to.
All right, let's switch gears here a little bit. The other top moment from Potomac was actually a much sadder one. It came when Ashley finally saw her father for the first time since he left when she was a baby. Watch this.
He just closed the door. He literally locked the door and just slammed it in her face.
I know he did. I'm sorry.
What can I do?
You can't do anything.
I can't do anything.
Man, heartbreaking to watch that, Dave. But she also spoke about this moment kind of giving her a sense of closure. What'd you make on about all of that?
Well, I really related to this because I too have had some experiences that are pretty similar to hers. And I think that what happens in that environment is that you finally realize that you're free from the burden of trying to fix this, right? You've done everything that you possibly can do. It's an awareness that, okay, I have to be able to move on with my life knowing that I did what I could. So she got a lot of flack for bringing a camera crew there, but this is a reality show. She is documenting this time of her life. The cameras were down, not filming him while she tried. I think showing up at someone's doorstep, trying to make that happen.
I think it's really great that if she's okay with it and everyone involved's okay. Yeah. I could imagine talking to her and her saying that it was almost more therapeutic to have the cameras there, to bring her audience along with her, so her fans are there. Yeah, and put it out there for everyone. All right, Dave, Sam, thank you so much for being here. Everyone, make sure to follow along with us and watch The Real Housewives of Potomac Sundays at 8 and The Real Housewives of Orange County Tuesdays at 9. Of course, it's all on Bravo.
Doesn't look like much of a city to me.
It's Mayan. It was built underground out of the burial sites to hide from the conquistadors when they invaded. Rising sea levels put most of it underwater.
Thank you, Professor.
What happens when a dive into the ocean turns deadly? 47 meters down uncaged tells the story of 4 teens diving in a ruined underwater city who quickly find themselves in a watery hell when they learn they are not alone. Sistine Stallone makes her film debut and reveals why this was the perfect first film for the budding starlet.
I came across this project and I was freaking out when I got the audition for it. I said, Mom, I would die. I loved the first one. There's no way I'm getting it, but I just want to go for it. So I tried out for every single part and got a call back, read for it again. It was like a 6-week process trying to get this part, and I was so excited. It involved a lot of physical activity, and I was raised like a tomboy. My dad always was so physically active with us and making us always do sports, and we'd even like lift in the morning before school like when we were little. I'm not even kidding.
That's intense.
Yeah, no, so it was very intense. So if it was anything that has to do with adrenaline and like pushing your body to the limits, that's what this film is.
Her dad, by the way, is the Sylvester Stallone. Maybe you've heard of him. We'll talk about him in just a moment. But like Sistine said, this film is physically demanding. The majority of 47 meters down uncaged takes place underwater. So just how long was Sistine submerged?
The first 3 weeks were in the Dominican Republic, so that was completely out of water. And then the next 6 to 8 weeks we were in London, and it was all shot in a giant tank. So probably about 5 to 6 or 7 hours a day we were underwater, which was tough, to say the least. It was really hard.
We mentioned Sistine's dad before, Sylvester Stallone. Now to the world, he's Rocky. To Sistine and her sisters, he's that embarrassing dad on Instagram. Watch.
He was really sweet. He would help me read with all of my auditions in the beginning, and you know, I would send in these self-tapes of him reading on the other end, and you know, my manager got back to me and they'd say, you can't read with your dad anymore. I go, why not? I was really proud of this work. Send it in. They're like, His voice is just way too distinct. Everyone knows it's him, and he's playing the role of my boyfriend, and I'm saying I'm pregnant. It's just really awkward, but I'm staying a character.
He posts a lot of videos of your sisters on his social media, on his Instagram.
Yeah.
Which are, I think they're so cute.
I like
I mean,
them, yeah.
they're of you singing, of you reciting the poem The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe.
Yep.
Honestly, do you love when he does that, or does it make you cringe a little bit?
It depends, because sometimes he'll wake us up in the morning and put the camera in our face because he thinks that's what the people want. I don't want that. So obviously, if we're all in the mood and we're saying, yeah, let's do something funny, we'll do it, yeah, for sure.
It's so hilarious. Can you imagine Sylvester like waking you up?
It's
what the people want.
It's what the people want. Listen, babe, this is what they want.
For the Insta story.
Yeah.
And before we wrap things up, we got to see Sistine's funny side at the expense of me. In this movie, you do use fake sharks.
No, they were totally real.
The sharks were real?
Yeah, we swam with real albino black.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh my God.
No.
Cut that out of me being super gullible. Look, if she says they're real sharks, I'm gonna believe her.
Got her. All right, coming up tomorrow, we'll have adoptable animals in the studio in honor of Clear the Shelters Day.
Plus, singer-songwriter Lola Lennox opens up about what it was like growing up with the talented Annie Lennox as her mom. Thanks for watching. For now, we leave you with one last thing from William Shatner. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Hi, I'm William Shatner. I'm hosting a brand new program on History Channel called The Unexplained, and this is One Last Thing. The last book I read, I think it's called Chief Joseph. It's about the Nez Perce Indians. The last song that's still stuck in my head is I'm preparing a blues album. So I did something by B.B. King.
The thrill is gone, baby.
The last thing a Star Trek fan said to me as I got in the car to come to this studio is, "Can I take your picture?" And I said, no, because I had to get going. And there were other people, and I thought if I posed there and then posed there, and again, I said no, and I kind of feel badly about it right now, but not that badly.